All right, hold on your hat, kids. This is going to be an exciting one. Just kidding. RSS feed. What's an RSS feed? Well, there's in the 90s, it was what do they call it? A rich site summary. Now people really refer to it more as really simple syndication. Basically, what an RSS feed was a way to subscribe to all the news feeds and things that you liked before Facebook came around. So that way you can go to like different news sites and you could sign up to their RSS feed, and that would be delivered to your like RSS feed aggregator on your computer, and then you could get all the news that you wanted. This is back in the 90s when the internet first came out and people really didn't, have social media and all the things that we have now. However, RSS feeds are just as important and relevant now, mostly because they distribute your podcast content. Every podcast has an RSS feed. So, in order for you to have a podcast that is distributed, you need to start with an RSS feed. So, what happens is you go and you pick your hosting, which we'll talk about in the next chapter, and you want to get your RSS feed. And what that does is it takes your content and it delivers it and automatically distributes it to all the other content aggregators. So, to summarize, your podcast lives on its RSS feed. So Podbean, Libsyn, any of these, Anchor, any of these people that provide podcast hosting, what happens is you go in, you put your new episode, you put your content into your RSS feed, and then your RSS feed will automatically update all the other content aggregators. The aggregators are iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, etc. So what'll happen is the first time you get your you want to do like a podcast test pilot or teaser video or something along those lines, and you want to submit that for approval to iTunes and Spotify the first time. Once you have approval, then your RSS feed is set up and ready to go. And then moving forward, all you have to do is drop your content into the RSS feed on your hosting plan, and then that will automatically distribute it to all the other areas. So, but you also want to make sure, and we'll talk about this more later, that you go in and you get your distribution set up on all the networks and all the platforms. Some of them, places like Himalaya, you're going to need to go in and claim your podcast, because what happens is a lot of these other aggregators that aren't as big and well known will automatically like scroll the internet and grab your content and list it on their service as your content. But again, people like Himalaya, you actually have to go in and claim your podcast and let them know that, hey, this is my content. I created this and this needs to be credited under me. A little bit sketchy there, a little bit dodgy. It'll be interesting to see how all that plays out. But that's where we're at right now. So again, RSS feed is super important. You only need one. You don't get a new RSS feed for every episode. And it's about $15 a month. So it's not a huge investment, but it's one to consider. You can get some free hostings, but they definitely come with limitations. But again, we'll dig into that a little bit more on the next chapter. So hopefully I've answered your question. All right. See ya.